fellas, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was buy as much Lego as possible. So today, I bought every single one of the biggest Ninjago Dragons Rising sets, and now
I have no kidney.
I've got 7 sets lined up, and the goal is to build each one, see if they're any good, and try and rekindle some of that childlike wonder that I've not found in like absolutely years.
Well done, Jack.
But this box here could finally change that. This thing is huge. Oh, here we go. Oh, dude. I wanted to see how good the biggest, most brand new Ninjago sets possibly could be. Starting with this set here. Tournament Temple City. Now this set here is one of the biggest Ninjago sets that LEGO has ever released. I mean, it is absolutely huge. Just look at how many minifigures we're getting in this thing. Oh my days. This build is actually so good. I love this so much, dude. It comes with 3,500 pieces and retails for $250, dude. This is packed. Even more bags. This thing has literally over 30 bags. This is gonna take me forever. Look at how thick these instructions are as well. And there is 2 of them. Let's get started. And fellas, building this thing took me absolutely ages. Building started off with this base for the set to go on top of. You know, we've got some caves in here. Very nice stuff, honestly. I mean, this still took me ages, and now I think my back is going to be completely crippled for the rest of my life. I mean, as a kid, I'd always see the adverts for these massive sets on TV, but, you know, being like 7, I could never afford them because I'd only get paid when I put one tooth under my pillow. But now, I can. I really hope I don't need that kidney for anything. And there we go. The first half of the set is done. But fellas, there's something very important we have to do first. Sandwich time. One of my favourite snacks as a kid was a tuna sandwich that my mum would always make me. Now this would consist of the finest bread, some absolutely smelly, stinking tuna, and a little bit of mayo, which was an absolute delight to my 7-year-old palate and would hopefully help me to relive my youth. I'm literally a chef. And boys, of course, I absolutely devoured this sandwich, so I would be at full capacity for building. But despite my back being in like absolute bits for sitting down for 7 hours straight, I powered on building, and I wasn't going to leave this seat until I was done. Is it actually any good? Is it a complete scam? Will I ever be as happy as I was when I was 7 years old? We don't know. And fellas, there we have it. The set is finally finished. Dude, just look at the size of this thing. This is so cool. I mean, seriously, this is one of the most beautiful sets I've ever seen. There is so much going on in this thing and so many minifigures. We've got Cole, Lloyd, Nia, Zane, Aaron, a random man, a random woman, a fisherman, Jordana, Wildfire, Lord Ross, a temple god, and Mr. Pale. You see what I did there? Because he's like invisible. No, that's a stupid joke. Look at this range of minifigures. You know, we've got the ninja in here, brand new elemental masters, a temple guard. This is unreal. But fellas, let's put these minifigures to the side and have a look at this set because, boys, it is unbelievable. On the left-hand side, we've got ourselves a small doll carrier with this spinny thing and a box, which you can like lift up if you want, as well as this beautiful little gate and a bridge. I mean, this is just gorgeous scenery. Then on the other side, we've also got ourselves a little blacksmith where we've got a furnace, an anvil, and a thing which you can spin that turns this wall to wheel and also works the anvil. Dude, these play features are very nice. 7-year-old me is loving it right now. It's so cool. This is like a childhood dream literally come true for me. Something like this when I was a kid would have literally blown my mind completely. And there's even literally an entire cave system underneath this set. You got some bones in here, some cool stickers, a fire, a tiny little man, big grey woman, a secret door, and this thing here. And if you literally just like take this off, there is now a sword there, so wow. But if we have a look above the cave, this is where things get interesting, fellas. We've got some absolutely gorgeous scenery here. You know, we've got a path, tons of vegetation, and we've also got this massive temple here, which is absolutely amazing. Not only from the outside does it look incredible, but we flip it around and it's got an interior. On the top floor, we've got this little golden thing with golden fire coming out of it. We've even got a telephone, some photos of some random old people, a punching bag, and like some ninja stuff, which, you know, I know all about because I'm actually solid, mate. And if that wasn't enough, we literally got ourselves this gorgeous brown dragon here, who I think is incredible, one of the most unique dragons that LEGO has ever made, as well as this little balloon floating thing, which, it, in fact, does not float. As a kid, this would have been like the best playset ever. I mean, I spent literally hours and hours outside with my friends playing with Lego, and this definitely isn't reminding me of just how fantastic being a kid used to be, and bringing back dozens of memories of simpler better times. Those Christmas mornings when you'd rush downstairs to see what Santa had left you, when every day felt like you were living inside of a movie, when everyone was still here with us. And I guess I kind of hope that building these sets might help me to relive that. I have even more Lego. Oh, dude. Oh, what? This is the coolest thing ever. Bro, this is filled to the brim. And there he is, the Tournament Battle Arena. And fellas, this set actually has a secret. This set's actually meant to be an add-on for Tournament Temple City, because obviously that thing is not big enough already. So boys, I cracked it open and began building with a nice Kai minifigure, my favourite ninja growing up, by the way. And boys, building this was an absolute blast. You know, I love these smaller kind of playsets, and this reminds me of one from way back in Season 4 that was one of my most wanted Ninjago sets of all time. This set is sick. This genuinely might be like one of the most perfect play sets that LEGO has ever made. I mean, the play features in this are genuinely insanely good. And fellas, we get some absolutely gorgeous minifigures in this thing. You know, we've got Kai, Evil J, Cinder, Sora, Tox, who, by the way, is a minifigure that I've been wanting since like 2015, so for like over 9 years. This thing is like so sick, dude. I would have loved this as a kid, and definitely not as a, you know, 19-year-old legal adult. So I went ahead and tried to connect this thing to the Tournament Temple City, just like how the instructions tell us. But it doesn't look very good, so I'm going to do some magic. And here you have it. I literally just put the set in front of it. It looks a lot better. Honestly, so far, the building is going very well. You know, I feel like I'm reliving my childhood a little bit, and this is like the sickest thing ever. But fellas, let's turn up the heat a little bit, shall we? Let's see what we've got in here, shall we? This is actually exciting. Oh, dude, the Source Dragon of Motion. This thing is absolutely massive. This thing retails for $150 and comes with over 1,700 pieces, making it the biggest Ninjago dragon that has ever been released. There is literally so many bags in this thing. Like, look at this. It's unbelievable. Over the years, LEGO has released dozens and dozens of dragons, and these are some of my favourite sets growing up, and even to this day, they still continue to release bangers and bangers. There's an instruction booklet for every single limb of the dragon. Bit weird, but I've heard some absolutely incredible things about this set. People saying that it is quite possibly the greatest Ninjago dragon to have ever been released, and, you know, I want to investigate that claim. This thing is already looking huge, by the way. I'm pretty sure as well that with these instructions you can actually like build them with other people, but fellas, we're gonna power on through and do this thing solo, and honestly I am so excited to build this thing. Which may have been a lie, and potentially, just maybe, building these sets solo leaves out so much of fun and joy which is meant to be had when you do it with your friends and family. Maybe spending hundreds of dollars on LEGO isn't the answer to all of life's problems. Or all we really need is to get into our PJs and try and build sets how we used to do as kids. For me, every night me and my family would watch TV in the living room with snacks, and I would frequently display my dancing prowess. Yes, I have always been this talented. This was my LEGO haven, and where I built pretty much all of the sets growing up. So I grabbed myself some strawberry laces, flapjack bites, and fruit shoots, and then I went ahead and got creating my building spot. The building is coming along very nicely. Life actually probably could not get any better right now. Oh wait, yes it could. Best night ever. So I spent the rest of the night building the dragon, and yeah, I devoured those fruit shoots, by the way, because you cannot hold me back. Oh, my kidney. But fellas, before long, it's done. Dude, this dragon is ridiculous. I don't know how to explain to you just how huge this thing is. This thing is like twice the size of my head. It's definitely like the biggest dragon that LEGO has ever made. I mean, these wings are absolutely massive, and they can move up and down as well. The head mold is absolutely sick. There's a massive throne on the back with like a thing that we can just like hit. I genuinely don't think it's unfair to say that this is the greatest Ninjago dragon of all time. This guy has been hitting the gym. He's looking very buff. This is just so sick. And fellas, the sets so far were coming along very nicely, but things were about to get a little bit more, interesting. And the next set I want to have a look at is this bad boy here, the Ninja Team Combo Vehicle. One thing you'll notice about this set compared to the other sets, by the way, is that it only actually has 4 bags. Yeah, this thing retails for $90, by the way. 4 bags of pieces. This is ridiculous. I don't think it's going to be very big, but we will very soon find out if I've just like completely wasted all of my funds. Is this going to be worth my money? I'm watching you. So I got straight to building this thing, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. We got ourselves a nice little bike here. So far, this is looking pretty good. I'm honestly kind of impressed. And fellas, after finishing this set, I was not very impressed. Honestly, this is one of the tiniest sets I've ever seen. For $90, by the way, and it literally only has 570 pieces. This thing is tiny. You've got 4 different vehicles, Lloyd's kind of main tread assault thing, you've got 2 bikes on the side, and this tiny little thing for Sora. I don't know what she did to deserve that, but we're getting ourselves 2 wolves, Nia, Sora, Cole, and Lloyd. This is one of the most mind-boggling sets to me. I mean, it's absolutely tiny. The amount of parts you're getting for the price is ridiculous. Compared to the other sets we've looked at, this honestly really falls flat for me. Dude, this thing is a massive letdown and disappointment. So I needed something to really level the playing field and bring me back to my 7-year-old self where everything was just better. I mean, growing up, I used to absolutely love Mechs, and more specifically, Hero Factory. You know, some of my fondest memories are when my dad would take me up to Legoland for my birthday, and he'd take me to the Hero Factory centre they have there, where we just sit there together for literally hours and just play with Hero Factory, building our own heroes. And honestly, those are some of my favourite memories. And boys, Lego has actually come out with what most people are saying is the best mech of all time. People are genuinely freaking out about this thing. And boys, I need to investigate. Oh my days. Cole's Dragon Mech. This thing looks sick. Genuinely, all I've heard about this set here is people raving about it, calling it the best mech that Lego has ever made. This has to be good. Fellas, this thing retails for $100 and comes with 1,055 pieces, which is like nearly double what the last set came with. And even just opening this thing up, you can see how many more bags there are in this thing. This is very, very cool. And if this thing is even close to being as good as the reviews say, my childhood will be fulfilled. And boys, building this thing was absolutely unbelievable. I mean, seriously, it is huge. Bro, I'm currently building his sword. Look how ridiculously huge this is. And fellas, before long, this thing is done. I mean, dude, this has got to be one of the best mechs that Lego has ever made. I mean, not only is this thing absolutely massive with so many great details and play features, but you can literally put it in absolutely any pose you want. Bro is literally chilling. We're like doing the same thing right now. Twins. Fellas, this thing is absolutely sick, okay? Honestly, on paper, this thing ought to be like the perfect mech. Great posability. I love Cole. I don't know what it is. There's just something missing about this thing. There was just something magical about those like older Ninjago sets growing up. I genuinely don't know what it is. What makes me love those as opposed to this? I really don't. As I've grown up and things have gotten a bit more difficult and more stressful, I've always looked back to how innocent and happy I was when I was a kid. I always assumed the reason I felt like that was the things I had or the things I did, but no matter how many subscribers I got, how many dreams I fulfilled, how much Lego I bought, it was never really enough for me. Right, you ready? Yeah. Thank you, Dad. Over the past few months, since being at university for the first time, I felt like I'm being pulled in 2 different directions. Be happy or grow up. I tried so hard to find that joy in so many other places, but it never really got me anywhere. It took me hitting near enough rock bottom to see who the rocks were at the bottom. This year, Jesus has saved my life completely. He's shown me that this feeling I've been searching for, the love I've been longing for, was never actually out there. In the world, when we search for all these things to give us purpose and meaning, to make us happy and to help us relive that old magic, we put our faith in all these things that were never made to do that will fade away, and often we overlook the unconditional love which we just need to open ourselves up to. And the God who loves us so much that he sacrifices his own son so that we can receive his grace, who wants nothing more than for us to be with him so he can love us, and who has blessed me with the best parents I could ever ask for.